Well, I told you that watching change a headlight bulb would be very boring. Little did I know the challenges associated with this. It's more like watching a 3-ring circus, to tell you the truth. All right, welcome to the Odd Rod Garage. You guys saw the other day that we are honing in on this girl right here. She is going to be finished. I think it's going to be this week. I think when you guys see this video, we will already have delivered it. But we're not 100% sure. We have headlights to do, we have blinkers to do, we have some wiring to do, we have dash cluster to do, we have the seat brackets to make, we got to mount rear shocks, we have to finish up some suspension work, get this girl back down on the ground, go out for another couple of test rides, and I think we're pretty close. We got a couple of little other things to do, a PCV valve and some vacuum lines, but it's really looking good. We appreciate you guys coming by and visiting with us and watching the silly things that we do. Hey, all right, we're getting ready to install our overflow bottle for the big block 454. And I'm gonna drill a couple of holes right here and we will get this girl installed so that we quit puking fluid all over the place. Alrighty, we got it all drilled out. Let's see if it's going to work. Alright, we got that mounted in there. And now we will get some tubing taken care of so we can connect it to the radiator and we'll be all good to go.
So I've worked ahead of you guys a little bit today. We're again working on Brandon's. The car show that he's going to be in is coming up pretty soon, so we're trying to button some stuff up on this. I don't know if you guys have seen footage on it, but we obviously we shot the engine bay and we shot inside the hood. All that's nice and pretty. This morning I changed his lenses and reinstalled the buckets, and we have his bezels on. Looks pretty fancy. It's amazing what new lenses will do. Let's go ahead and pop the hood. Ooh. So there it is. Fresh paint on the hood. It's been adjusted. Pete went ahead and put the springs on there, so we're good to go in that respect. But this morning I wanted to finish up at least a little bit of the wiring. Actually, this should finish up all the nose wiring. We have headlights, high beams, low beams, grounds, blah 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 blah. We have all that stuff. I went ahead and taped in our little plugs and stuff like that so it can just plug into there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish up this harness here. Just more copious amounts of tape. We're not using electrical tape though. The electrical tape doesn't look bad, but it's got like a shiny texture to it. So what we like to use here is something called friction tape. And it actually looks like tape that's like material, but it's actually called friction tape, not just electrical tape. It looks great, looks very clean and very professional, and we've done all his truck and all of it anyway, so why not continue, right? Okay, just like before, go ahead and step on it. And like I said before I got the friction tape, I went ahead and used normal electrical tape for these plugins that actually go into the hood itself. So I already knew, so I knew where they went. You'll find taping up wires like this is a lot easier than trying to handle them and all that stuff. And like I said, I have my multimeter, and I'll show you why I'm going to need that here in a second. Yeah, we'll tape up to about there, I think. If that's okay. And what I'm going to have to use my multimeter for is rather than guessing and all that other stuff, I'm just going to plug the battery in and just start pinning it out that way. Okay. I just want to make sure my system works, because there's nothing worse than having to open this harness back up for something stupid when you're sitting here staring at it, right? There they go. So now, just to give an idea here. I'm going to cut them off right here. So lighting on the front, the running lights are a brown or kind of like a tan wire, and obviously your signals are 2 different tones of blue. It's kind of exciting. No brand seems to be pretty excited. Again, I don't know how long he's actually owned this truck. I'm kind of guessing that he's had it for quite a while, and you know, it's kind of exciting to see something come together. It's even more exciting to see the customer happy about it. That's always a plus. Alright, I already got a deadbolt low beams bed on this guy. Now that our lights are on, no signals yet. There's running light. See, this is what I'm talking about. That one's not working. This is all brand new stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the ground. Put the battery. Swing. I'm going to turn the key on, turn the blinker on, and see if we get something different. If that bulb actually does start working, which theoretically it should, because it does have a ground, well, that means that the other side of the bulb is bad. Brand new bulbs. There's our indicator. Brand new bulbs, guys. Those things are broken already. Oh. Hang on. What's going on there? So, turns out that bucket had kind of a marginal ground, so I finished that. Both those bulbs were bad. Brand new. Aggravating. Anyway, changed bulbs. Obviously I have the wiring for the firewall. That's all pinned out. So, let's see what we got. Try our lighting. Yay, yay. Yay. Ooh. Now left turn signal. Right signal. Yay. Cool. Anyway, so I'm going to disconnect the battery, tape that up, put my little hooky doodly there, and move on to something else. So hang on.
Hey, good morning. I am here working with Tommy today. It's one of those rare occasions where we get to work together. I love it. He probably dreads it. Anyway, we're gonna do a little bit of detail work back here on the bed, and this is not for, you know, the ultimate finish on the truck. Brandon's gonna end up taking this truck and having all the paint and body done on it. For now, we're just gonna scrub down the sides just a little bit. We're gonna put some flat black on it just to make it look a little better for a show he has coming up. He wants to go to the Dino's Get Down here in Phoenix metro area. I think it's gonna be November 11th and 12th. And so we're just getting it to where, you know, it's running and driving and cruising down the road and just looks a little better. And when he goes to have paint and body, they'll be able to strip off one other layer, but at least it'll just be cheap spray paint. So anyway, I'll get that taken care of real quick. It'll just be one more notch on the list, and we're gonna get this girl done. We just want to get the majority of the dirt and grime off from it. Because like I say, this is going to be completely sandblasted, painted, all body and paint done on it. It's not going to be done by us. So while I was waiting for the compressor to pump up so I could blow this all out, I went ahead and took care of the PCB and figured out what we're going to do for a breather on this. So I'll show you that a little later on. Anyway, I got the world's cheapest paint here, which isn't cheap anymore. But we're just going to black this out, just so, like I said before, it just looks a little bit better at the show, and then he can have the real paint and body done later on. So, giddy up.
Hello? 2 extremely custom mounts.
You're welcome, Brandon. All right, so as you can see here, it does not look perfect, but it looks so much better than what it used to look. Hopefully you can see that. No telling. Get it to where it just looks so much better in there. And all we have left to do is a license plate light, and we are done with the rear end of this truck. All right, you get to see the finished product, or the semi-finished product. You see that we just blacked it out a little bit, made things look just a little bit better. We're not looking to make it finished. That's what the body and paint guys are for. But we just wanted to spruce it up just a little bit. All right, so you see the temporary finished product for Brandon. He's going to take his truck over to the Dino's Get Down. For those of you who don't know what the Dino's Get Down is, get on the internet and look up Dino's, D-I-N-O-S, Get Down, and it's a huge Chevrolet and GMC truck show here in the Phoenix metro area, and there's like 3,000 to 5,000 trucks that show up on these 2 days. So it's really a lot of cool trucks. Some really expensive ones that nobody wants to drive, and then there's some good old basic ones like Brandon's here. So we're actually going to take the old giveaway truck to it. That's what we're hoping to do. So we're going to do a video out there of some of the trucks and things that we have, and we'll do a little walk around on that. So anyway, it just looks a lot better, just detailed up a little bit. Still got to wash it off and make it look a little bit better, but it turned out pretty good for just a couple of rattle cans and making it look one color for a little while.
So I stole the camera for a second. I want to show you what was going on. So Brandon showed up. He brought some trinkets for us, seat belts and whatnot. He's gonna eventually wants to put 3-point seat belts in it, which is a good idea. But to put 3-point seat belts in there, that means you have to really reinforce this area, and that's a lot of work. That's extensive work. Anyway, so what we went ahead and did was we punched him some holes for just lap belts. So I went ahead and did the next best thing was do that, and at that angle. And here's the seat brackets. It actually came out really nice. So anyway, I just want to show you guys that, and Pete's doing some other stuff, and pretty soon we're going to start hanging the new steering stuff on it. It's the last component on the front end that needs to be replaced.
Well, this is one of those days where we forget to film anything because we get so involved in this, but you know, we just took care of the overflow bottle, got it all plumbed in, so everything's cool there. Getting ready to swap out a headlight bulb because we have a low beam that's out. Tommy is over there messing with the seat tracks and getting those bolted in, and we're moving along pretty good. What the heck? Let's really change the light bulb. Oh, doggone, I thought I had it. Oh, it's double on you, huh? Well, I told you that watching change a headlight bulb would be very boring. Little did I know the challenges associated with this. Sort of like watching a 3-ring circus, to tell you the truth. Good idea, since I went ahead and filmed it.
That headlight died just here recently.
Yeah, I know, it was working. Alright. Put our ring back on. Oh boy, I think I hear Brandon coming. That's never good.
Well, I pulled a muscle in my back yesterday and I'm about to die.
We'll say it on camera. Go ahead and cry on camera for him.
As always, use your legs, not your back.
Oh boy. Back together. He wanted to show you the good looking guys, so I stepped in.
So now Brandon went ahead and turned the steering wheel, and now we're dead ahead on the pitman arm. So this hub is relatively straight ahead. I'm going to go ahead and measure the center here and where the inner tie rod goes in. So there's our initial setup. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure some fixed point on the frame here, usually out the lower control arm, and I'm going to measure to a fixed point on the back side of the hub. Okay, so now this measurement at the back matches the driver's side. Alright guys, so I went ahead and cotter pinned my either arm, so that's good to go. The tie rod ends are tightened down to where now I can put a pin in them. If I don't want to do that quite yet, if I have to knock something loose or something like that, that'll be the last thing that I do. So anyway, let's go ahead and get a front tire on here.
Tommy, how long till we set it on the ground?
2 minutes.
Randall's getting He needs to go somewhere, but he's been waiting this whole time saying, man, is Tommy ever going to finish?
Thank you for coming out to the Outright Garage. Please remember to subscribe, share the link, hit the bell notification, give us a thumbs up, and leave a comment.
Look at this minute.
All right, hey, we want to thank you guys for coming by and spending time with us. We've had actually a very productive week. We didn't quite hit our goal of getting this truck gone, but we thought we're so close we can taste it. Brandon came by. I think he likes almost everything we did. He did cry a little bit about something I did in the bed, and I showed you that on this video. And guess what? I get to redo it because he hates it. Oh well, everyone has their own taste. He is entitled to be wrong. Anyway, we did get a whole bunch done. Tommy worked his tail end off. I actually worked my tail end off, and that's a big job, trust me. Anyway, we got obviously headlights going, blinkers going, windshield wipers going, seat mounted, seat tracks built.
Change the rear shocks again.
We got the gauge cluster all installed. We got the steering wheel put on. We got horns working, which I don't know if we filmed that for you or not, but and we also painted the inside of the bed, which we're going to unpaint now and try and make it look a little more patina for him. So I guess I messed up. Oh well, it's not the first time, and it sure as heck won't be the last time. Anyway, Brandon's going to tell you just how much we appreciate you guys coming by, but we really, really do appreciate you guys coming by and spending time with us. So Brandon, go ahead and take it away.
Thanks for watching.
We'll leave it at that.